Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are watching this video, let me welcome you all to our channel Future Endeavors. Okay, so in the previous class, we have finished discussing about the basic concepts regarding a matter, and in the last class, we have discussed, I think, about valency. Okay, so today's part, we are today going to discuss about chemical bonding. So, what is the topic of our discussion for today? And in the next few classes, we will be discussing about chemical bonding. Okay, so take out your pens and copies and make heading chemical bonding. Okay, so first of all, if we speak of what is chemical bonding, now see, now while we have been discussing about the valency, we have said that elements, atoms of elements other than which are noble gases, they are reactive in nature and they do not have stability. They are not stable on their own. The atoms cannot generally exist freely in a singular state. They are in the combined state. Why they are in the combined state? Because they combine with the atoms of their own kind, either their own kind or atoms of other elements to form molecules, and thus they form molecules to become stable. Okay, we have discussed this, and while we have been discussing the valency, we have said that atoms which are of metallic elements, they generally give away electrons to attain the stable electronic configuration of nearest noble gas, whereas the atoms of the non-metallic element, they gain electron in order to achieve the stable electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas. Okay, so what actually is bonding? If we consider bonding, it's basically chemical bonding, or you can rather regard this as bonding. So what is bonding? What is chemical bonding? It is basically, see, when two atoms or two or more atoms come together form to a molecule, there are protons in all those atoms. Now these protons can cause repulsion between the atoms. It can create a repulsive force. Also the electrons in each of the atoms, same charge, they can also create some repulsive force in between the atoms of the various elements that are coming together to form a molecule. But howsoever, even after this, there is some vital force, there is some other force which is holding these atoms together in a molecule. Okay, isn't it? Now this force is regarded as chemical bonding. Okay, so chemical bonding, what it can be said, it is the force of attraction, force of attraction that holds the atoms together in a molecule, so this is chemical bonding. Okay, now see, this bonding can be of three types, as we will discuss one by one. This bonding is of three types, and what are those three types? Those three types are, so bond are of three types. What are those three types? First of all, it is ionic or electrovalent bond. Ionic or electrovalent bond. Second is covalent bond, and third is coordinate bond. So these are the three kinds of bond that we are going to discuss. Very basic thing. Okay, so you must understand these kinds of bonding in order to understand the various phenomena related to chemistry. Okay, fine. So I hope you have noted it down. Let us move on. So first of all, we will discuss about ionic or electrovalent bond. Fine. So what is ionic or electrovalent bond? Let us see. So first we are going to discuss ionic bond or electrophilic bond. Okay. So what is ionic bond? So take a very basic example. While you have been discussing valency, if you have not watched the video on valency, please watch the video on the valency. It will be helpful for you to understand this particular topic. Okay, see, as you have seen that sodium atom, in order to attain stability, what do? They give away how many electrons? They give away one electron, okay, and become positively charged as with one positive charge, one unit positive charge. We have discussed all these things: one unit positive charge, one unit negative charge, and it can be written as Na1 plus. If you are not able to understand this, please do watch the videos on understanding matter. Then you can very easily know or understand why I am writing like this. On the other hand, chlorine atom, they, in order to attain the stable electronic configuration of nearest noble gas, what do? They accept, okay, one electron and forms as negative ion with one unit negative charge. So we write it as Cl1 minus. Now see, what are these? These are ions. Okay, these are ions. Atoms give away or accept electrons to form ions. Now, are these oppositely charged ions? Definitely yes. And as you know that opposite charges attract each other, isn't it? Opposite charges attract each other. So when opposite charges attract each other, what do? They come together to form a molecule. So these are the opposite charges, as you see. These are the opposite charges. Okay, they attract each other and form a molecule. So this is how a molecule NaCl is being formed. So in this way, if I consider two atoms, generally two atoms, one have to be metallic, another has to be non-metallic. So considering that, so if I just note down the important points, that two atoms, and the atoms should be, one should be metallic and the other should be non-metallic. So two atoms, okay, one metallic, okay, other non-metallic, okay, other non-metallic, fine, one metallic and other non-metallic. They form the metallic ion, the metallic atom, rather you should say the metallic atom, okay, forms ion, positive ion, which is called cation, okay, and the non-metallic ion forms negative ion, which is called anion. These ions, being oppositely charged, attract each other and forms the molecule. Okay, so this kind of molecule is called, or this kind of bond that exists between the opposite kind of ions is called the ionic bond or electrovalent bond, and the molecule is an electrovalent molecule or ionic molecule. Fine. So is it clear? Now definitely, when I am saying one should be metallic and another should be non-metallic, this has to be atoms of two different elements, and when atoms of two or more different elements combine to form a molecule, you know it is the molecule of a compound. So basically what happens, these ions combine, okay, these ions combine oppositely charged ions combine to form what do they form? Molecule of a compound. Clear? Molecule of a compound. Is it clear? Fine. So this is how a ionic bond is formed. Clear? Fine. So today we will end our discussion here. In the next class we will be talking of covalent bond, and we will be also seeing some other examples of both ionic and covalent bond if possible on the next class, or else in the after that class. Okay, so that will come to the end of the video. Thank you. If you have any query, please do mention it in the comment box. We'll be happy to solve your problem. Thank you. Goodbye.